Greetings, critters. It's Fox here, and welcome to my Burrow of Thoughts, aka my channel, where we talk about everything spooky. And today will be a spooky book review of something I read on my Kindle Paperwhite, which is The Bride of Ashbyrn House by Amy Cross. So settle into your burrows because things are about to get spooky. Okay, a little bit about the plot of The Bride of Ashbyrn House by Amy Cross. This is a ghost story that is about a man who believes the past can't hurt him, and about a woman who searched for the husband that she feels she's always deserved, has survived even her own death. Yeah. So it's a ghost story about a vengeful bride and a man running from the past meet present. Let's get into it. My thoughts on The Bride of Ashbyrn by Amy Cross. So first off, I really find that Amy Cross and Darcy Coates go toe-to-toe for me with ghost stories. I find them both to be hit or misses. There's really no in between. It's either a hit or a miss. And they both rely on the traditional paranormal ghost haunted house story play out. But Amy Cross adds a little bit more to her stories than Darcy Coates. I know, I went there. But she adds a little bit of body horror, blood, gore, and other elements of horror in her previous works that I've read. And in this one in particular, there is blood, there is gore, and there is body horror. It is a little bit gnarly, but I can take it. I'm a pro. Now, this is told in a multiple points of view. It goes from past to present, present to past. The past is written in the blood and the gore and that kind of horror elements, whereas the present goes into the traditional haunted house story. So I had a really good balance this story. I really enjoyed that. Now, I did find the past to be a little bit more unsettling because she does push boundaries with her body horror, but I still enjoyed it. It wasn't a shock value kind of body horror. It was just a little dusting of it to keep you awake at night, I guess. And I found the present was more, like I said, traditional. There are very few characters in a lot of her works, but in this work in particular, there are very few characters that you're being introduced to and having to follow. It's mainly just the Bride of Ashbyrn and Owen, the present owner of Ashbryn. So I really like that. It did provide me with some humor because the main character in the present, Owen, is so cynical. He is just so funny and sinister, and I was here for it. I loved it. He has had enough. He's out of the city, and off he went to the haunted house. Kudos to you, Owen. But that all being said, the ghost itself, in the present tense, point of perspective, I mean, it was frightening. It was truly a frightening, ghostly specter, if you will. Her abilities, her appearance, everything was just totally frightening, which, again, I love. She is very morbid, the ghost or the Bride of Ashbyrn. And I must issue, there is a trigger warning for this book because there's body harm in it. The Bride of Ashbyrn is not all there, and she kind of goes a little off kilter. And when I say there's body harm, I'm not talking any kind of semblance of traditionality. This is just straight up like, oh, okay, she's slimming her waist down. Okay, and that's the only spoiler I'm going to give, I promise. But I must issue a trigger warning for that, because if that bothers you, then you might want to read one of her other works, like The Wedding of Rachel Plain, if you're looking for a bride-inspired ghost story. Now, I must also tell you that there is a teensy-wincy little animal moment. If you are like me and you are an animal lover, especially pooches and puppies and dogs, then there will be a small part that you might want to skim over, but it doesn't really ruin the read, and I'm really sensitive to that. It did scare me. It was unsettling, and I wasn't happy about it, but I continued the story. Though this wasn't an overly, like, fresh story or anything like that, it didn't have any kind of groundbreaking paranormal or just nothing groundbreaking. Um, this is a really short read. I read on my Kindle in about 2 sittings, so like 2 days, and it was for a great price, and I enjoyed it. So I do recommend this book, and I did issue the trigger warnings, but I really did enjoy it, even though it's not crazy good. And like episode 13, where it threw me for a loop that I had to take a break from reading, it is still a solid ghost story. And if you're looking to read from Amy Cross and you're looking for something that's like Darcy Coates, but maybe a couple levels up in the horror elements with a little bit more twists, a little bit more different things in there, then Amy Cross might be more for you than Darcy Coates. That all being said, I'm rating this book, The Bride of Ashbyrn House, 4 tails out of 5. I really did enjoy it, and I got it for a steal, and I probably will read it again. Well, critters, that's all from this Den of Frights today. Thank you so much for being here and watching. It means the whole wide and wild wilderness to me, critters. Your support really does. And until next time, stay cozy, stay spooky. Bye.